see Blitz collapse ever.
No, absolutely not. It would be enough of a force to keep them standing. They've gotten further this time than they did in the pistol. And Flamesy eats a flashbang in the middle of the execute. There's a bit of scaling going on. They hit a hiccup, slide down into Sandwich, seems to have gone unnoticed. Apex looking for a sliver to shoot at. Default plant will be safe. MZino in the middle of the site, and now ZywOo's playing around smokes as well. So there's CTs here in the shadows. Apex reveals himself, and he's not able to hold back to the player top Tetris. ZywOo still middle of the site, swapping sides here for Ticket, but that opens the door up for Rops, and the 35 health of 910 now has to be enough to clutch. Bomb is planted, opposite side triple. Do they find a way to get their hands on it where he's got to swing wide? Misses the chance at jumping on the player behind that box. Climb up onto default here from ZywOo. Nice. And a 3-0 start Vitality.
There was a small chance there. I don't know if there was a second wraparound through CT, and that's why Techno wasn't ready for it. But this is a very weird position, I think, when which unspotted. He called for some assistance to push in through missiles and just get really aggressive with him. ZywOo came in and got out after getting this kill. Very, very clean stuff. He was swift and definitely a nightmare again for them the last time that they played. So, I mean,
and maybe the replay, there was a second player that came Ticket late. Techno got the first on the jump up, so.
Right, so that's a nice rotation, and yeah.
Ooh, but hold your horses. Blitz solo AK. Trying to go hero mode round 4. Maybe that catches Apex off. He tries to climb through window, loses his head instantly, and 4v5 for Vitality to keep this flawless defense going.
And I thought that Liquid game was like a sign of weakness out of Vitality, but it also may have been just a wake-up call.
Well put. Yeah, Liquid finally starting to here in Malta. Cut short of the upset. Ooh, Blitz then also gets timing. AK is going to change hands. 910 holds on to trying to get them in. Flamesy waiting for that moment to strike, but a deagle hits him in the head, and Techno's Tech 9 over the stairs. 4v2 is what they had. 2v2 is what they've got left.
Delicious couple of kills there for Mezzy. And now they've got back control. Doubled up in CT. They have a lot of angles covered.
Another ding. Oh, and a kill. But with flames in front of the palace, there's no world where Senzu can swing until it burns out. Nade with his name on it.
Timing.com for Rops. It was just a matter of timing. Exactly when Senzu wanted to fight. And that nade is really shallow. If he's not peaked yet, he doesn't.
But it's just perfectly timed after the fire extinguishes itself. Good on Blitz to find this rapid frag. Yeah, I feel like Apex didn't see that one coming. And not only do you get a round where it's like Blitz opens with the AK, but then a deagle connects. Tech 9 headshots are coming through. There was definitely something to stand on there for Mongols. Comes down to the half health 1v1. So that'll chip away at some cash for Vitality. And we've been talking a lot about the strength of CT side flows as of late. So that's a good round for the Mongols to keep Vitality on their toes. It's not going to keep ZywOo off his op.
Like the way ZywOo's been moving, for sure. This is just a bait. I was not even going to come forward to get aggressive. They just want the B players off to get them to lose vision. Bomb looks like it's going to head back to the A site.
Well, this attack was spread out. Now Flamesy's feeling like it's his turn to make a move.
Nice.
And he puts his head right in that crosshair. MZino, and no shuffle from Vitality off of the staircase yet, so there won't be anybody hard dedicated to this site. Mezzy now sprinting over as Apex does slide into triple double smoke out mid. There is 2 mid players here for the Mongols, but it's majority in Palace with met by smoke. That'll slow them down at 35 seconds, you'd assume.
Palace walk is fine for the CTs. They got Mezzy here, but
one emergence. Easy pickups for ZywOo and Mezzy. And then as the connector players arrive, Mezzy's going to go wide swinging. Off to a good start, 6-3.
Yeah, trades aren't fantastic. There's a chance.
Op moving into position. Op battle here on a site. 910 ready for ZywOo's arrival. So Rops with no death so far on Mirage.
Wow, not often you see ZywOo walk into a death like that. I don't think he expected they planted for CT when they had right side of the site, more control over it. No one in CT spawn.
Robs' frag could soften somebody up, but you are against what is supposed to be the stars of the Mongols.
No one half HP until now.
That'll hit hard. Molotov would flush him out of the backside as well, but time is too far gone for this one. And so 910 just looking to escape with his life. We've got the Mongols on the board.
Yeah, and Rob's not in a position to go get that off, obviously. He'll keep the score clean. It's a nice round here for the Mongols. Couple of moments where they could have picked up even more T rounds, to be honest, but this one's one of the more surprising ones. The CT rotate from Mezzi was perfect. Timing was great. It covered Palace where Mongols wanted to walk out of. It punished the exact setup that came through. So of all the rounds that we've seen get close or converted, it's a surprise it's that one. But that's the thing. They always keep hope alive.
Sure.
Definitely.
They also did have that 5v. Got taken back, but felt like the momentum kept moving forward. And you can see the limitations now. This is that 1v1 that Rops won, pushes Apex to an MP9. Flamesy, just the flash at the moment.
They think it's going to be a B split. Like, Vitality are really prepared for it. Looking at the op and 2 riflers here off of Cat, ladder room, doubled up. A full A play, if this happens now, it's their best chance to get a plant. Vitality are definitely sort of banking on this. They're not ready to move just yet.
Mongols don't show their hand.
Wow, it's really just getting better and better. It puts Vitality in a position where they might think about saving if they don't get the early kills on the exec. Let's see if those right side smokes come up. Everything, in fact.
Easy entrance for the Mongols, not a challenge in sight.
Now, it's a full exec, so they use a lot of utility here.
Yep, we've got this close smoke on ticket. Apex, though, stomps the rotation inwards.
He stopped the bomb.
MZino's on high alert, but you're right. Bomb gets scooped up a second time. They know he's coming at this. 910 with a good shot over top of it. Smoke fades, trades go back. Famas to make a bit of a difference as we go back to a 910 Senzu 2v2.
Now, they have to find
out. No bomb down.
Yeah, because they kept stopping it. They got to find out the second player. Senzu's going to risk it. Bomb's planted default, however, and he dies now for 910.
This is what really opens that one. 910's going to have to find both these shots, and with the smoke up. Up already, they could have crossed the triple. He doesn't know the precise.
It could have been a save, but it's actually a full commitment.
7 bullets.
Ooh. That's very awkward. Very awkward. There's guns there. He knows that like, the push is coming, but he might be faking it.
Ooh, that is the door blown off the hinges for the Mongols.
It just instantly, Vitality broke. T-side opened up here for Mongols. Got to give it to Vitality. Can't believe they brought that close considering the weapons they had coming into the round, but they really needed to win that, it looks like. There's always room to fumble around like this when Vitality are on the other side, however.
Taking over ladder at the moment. Mezzi's 5-7, ready to go, while Smoke top con. Bogdan's Law. See if 910's got the AK entry. Senzu gets flashed into Catwalk.
Flash.
Beautiful setup here from Blitz with both the flash and the op frag. There's Rops, though. It's having a phenomenal event.
By the way, they're still coming A.
P250 to Palace, hits the dink. 7 health for MZino. But Rops would need to...
would run from him and just go plant on B, right?
Instead, they put fire in front of him, bullets through the wood. Nade, well, what goes around comes around, and Rops falls victim to the frag grenade this time. Vitality not able to...
That's the door wide open now. They convert the anti-eco pretty effectively. They keep a little extra money for 2 seat-side chances. They won their close rounds already. It's hard to break the CT money. Right? Puts Vitality into an interesting spot. Extaz getting involved.
Here's that blitz sequence.
Flash is just extraordinary. Mezzy woke up blind the next day after that flash.
Sounds like a night at the pub in Birmingham. But said they broke the economy. Mongols reaped the reward of doing so, and now Vitality back in with guns. But again, low nades. Now things are feeling a little wobbly as that score gets ever closer to the tied 4-4. Oppie off.
Oh.
Zywoo's got it this time.
By a frame.
By a fraction of a second, really,
Yeah.
too.
That's what Zywoo's great at, being there just in time.
So the Mongols have to figure out how to get back into this one with nades. Still going to be a bit fearful of that Opry aggression. But it's a total reposition from Zywoo. Hard dedicated to the back of B and offering mid to the Mongols. So with it, forward positioning on A. Flamesy trying to make a move into the ramp. Flash is fantastic, and it's very well timed again. Vitality just ahead of it as the Mongols crawl out through connector, out through jungle. They've done this approach quietly. You wouldn't have been surprised to see Rops caught off, but he reacts to the Techno walkout. Good wallbang here from Blitz, trying to keep what should be an impossible 2v5 alive.
Whoa.
Senzu turns it up a notch.
Yeah, that's the 180, looking for another peek. Op shot's bad, Cap comes in, but it's not there. Mezzy barely escaping alive. I say barely, he didn't really hit him, but it was feeling like one of those Senzu moments. Nice try in the clutch. Close call. Great job by Rops. I thought he was going to sit, sort of get really stale in that position under Balk and not ever swing and then eventually die. They bounce back off the Extaz timeout and it goes right into another one. Well, actually, it's the Mongols. Another chance for him to speak.
You got Mara's on the phone. This timing.
Oh, just wow. I mean, the pre-aim is beautiful too. Oh,
you know, it's like
respect that guy so much.
Game recognizes game.
Yeah.
And it's such a lopsided head-to-head between these teams.
You can see him crouching into it as well.
Gotta respect it. I might get you next.
A second too late. Yep.
It also hasn't been totally lopsided in the Zywoo 9-10 fight.
It looked like he had such a good attitude about it that he's like, yeah, I can't wait to duel you again type of thing.
On the Apps approach, getting Mezzy's grenades burned. And Mezzy's not working alone. You've got a very strong duo up catwalk, 3-player lean towards B.
Yeah, this force, this lean, I should say, is what Vital can get away with versus Mongols. That round they went A.
Yeah, they've been waiting for this.
Yeah, but now Zywoo's gonna leave.
They've been waiting for it before it ever came their way.
Oh, my
They
goodness.
pull back when it's finally actually happening. Timing's gonna be awkward here. Mezzy needs to deliver. Will find one. He's burnt to a crisp. And a late scramble back through the market. Good shot from Zywoo. Techno's up close. And this is gonna delay things as bomb gets dropped. CTs know damn well that thing just got flung over towards bench. Smoke in front of the flash comes out. And a very ballsy move from Apex just delivers what is now a man advantage. Senzu picking up his. And as the smoke fades,
No nades.
ZywOo's angle shows nothing. Great cover comes out from apartment. And so ZywOo has to contemplate giving this a genuine try.
I don't know. Dude, like there's no chance he wins. If they
They
peek.
come to him.
Whoa. Okay.
And Blitz is in T-spawn. Confident that ZywOo's not going to try this.
Yeah, that's actually wild. Senzu now. But, you know, by Blitz leaving this far, Senzu can no longer try this. You know,
Right.
he can no longer peek.
Yep.
It's almost a psychological actually put ZywOo in an interesting spot, but he's probably not. They really want that off down.
Man, Vitality really had the pieces to hold that back.
They did.
They just pulled them away in the most critical 10 seconds.
For whatever reason, they doubted themselves. It's hard to say why. We didn't see new lurkers coming out. They just took their time to exact.
I kind of know why. I can understand how many times have they gone for that setup just for it to do nothing.
Yeah,
for
true.
the Mongols not to be there. So you think yet again, oh, maybe we don't have the right read out of the gate with this matchup today.
That's how he did that?
Okay.
My goodness.
Must be nice to be that good at Counter-Strike.
Back to A plays we go. There's a lot of set stuff happening.
Remember,
A lot less mid control here for Mongols.
Xtaz timeout, Vitality round win, Mara timeout, great reaction.
Yeah, true. He said, hey, we've been going A a lot.
Have you guys ever heard of B? Executes through. ZywOo's missed off shot. Flash eaten fully here by
Gotta be
Flamesy.
careful if he blocks him.
Oh, and ZywOo's got the cover. Perfect cover. Work with, and with the AK upgrade for Flamesy. That is more like it.
Absolutely fantastic spray. Flamesy from the pistol. That last A hold where he got flash into A ramp. This round right here has been a beast on the A site.
Yeah, perfect.
I feel like there have been a couple of moments where the Mongols come out of Palace and kind of look like sitting ducks.
I mean, they're trying to come out.
You see how fucking easy it is? Let's go!
Can't you see how easy it is?
You know, I wish I had the skills of Senzu and the confidence of Dan Madison Blair.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see how easy it is to be 4-9?
And Flamesy getting the
And he just never
highlight.
gets rocked, this guy.
He's right about the setup. Gets ZywOo in the right spot, at least.
Yep. Well managed. Big man Dan. Ooh, uncomfortable one, huh? But we've seen the solo AK Blitz play into the Tech 9 Deagles have legs to stand on. The one time Vitality's economy wavered with a buy like this. So let's see how close Mongols contest it. Oh, you get a full blind Flames. He's got to give up the angle, and it looks like Apex got popped by that too.
Oh,
what is that
Great transfer
snap?
through the wall.
Senzu with an adjustment from the heavens as ZywOo, no act of God.
Oh, come on.
Mzinho steps out from the palace, and yet again, similar buy looks even better.
Dude.
They don't bank on Blitz. They rely on Senzu instead.
Senzu gets kills like no one else, man. That's that round. Had one more player. That one D doesn't get shot. They're definitely going to try this retake because they could go for an 8-4 half. They really want to. But you called it. Low buy win here for Mongols.
And it's going to put...
Senzu has a Glock.
Yes, he does.
What? Life comes at you fast, I guess. You just went from winning the lottery to broke in like 10 seconds.
That's the way to do it. Can't take it with you. All right. I just gave it over.
Just the spray transfer through the
Watch
wall.
the spray transfer here. Sent it to the right side. Just insta snap over.
That's amazing. That's his special thing is the wall banks and the smoke spams. Like, no one trusts their intuition like Senzu does. He always goes for them. He's a constant reminder that ammo is free.
9-10 made uncomfortable by the flashes. Ooh, they pop it open. And of course, Zywoo is going to control the A1S to the top of mid. Bomb down outside spawn, road to recovery.
Yeah, back to full control here for Vitality. Nice start. Again, been a lot less mid control at least, but maybe this is why they want to avoid it. Zywoo's going to look for this timing. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting turn of events here to try to take it back. How long's Apex want to stay committed to this potential walkout? MULTISTREAMING took a look, but never stepped forward.
Bomb's going to get spotted here from Flamesy
well.
on. And I mean, Senzu's walking back to this kind of suspiciously slowly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but now that Flamesy's
Like he's
here,
holding this.
yeah. No, MULTISTREAMING's got wind that it's a possibility.
Let's see about Senzu, how he approaches this.
Oh, these timings are weird. And
Oh, he caught him.
again.
That is clever. My goodness.
They start stomping up into the B apartment, so Mezzy's locked in. Mezzy cannot move. You've got nowhere to go. And Techno looking to clear it, but kind of half-asses it. And so a 6 health Senzu and 100 HP on MULTISTREAMING with 25 to the clock. And indication that B was probably is going to lead them into, at the very least, Mezzy. But Rops is still floating over towards Murder Hole as if there are other options.
They're worried about lurks, too.
Look at this distance between Vitality and Mezzy.
But how do you clear Empty Pillar and Plant at the same time? They have to hold it. Senzu's got to basically get this with the op. Oh, they got the kill. They can plant.
They open it with the Molotov. They force him back, and with CT so far removed, the Mongols have another unlikely opening late in this T side to tie us up at 6. A 6th health Senzu off, not gonna move. It's got the angle of the player towards market. Confirmed here if Robs doesn't pull this out of the hat, then the Mongols have broken through in another unlikely round, but Robs moving forward just missed what was being held by the op, and now he's back around them, but he gives his back to Senzu.
You didn't even look at Senzu.
This route from Robs, it forces his hand. He starts to move, and like ghosts, Mongols disappear, and like pirates, they rounds.
Welcome to Masterclass. I'm here with Rops, and we're going to be going over ramp on Nuke. So I wanted to pick your brain on how you play this position, how you play this at such a high level. So thanks, Rops.
Oh, fantastic. Let's start. The first thing is like just the rotation part of the ramp is, well, you can give it up. You can go B, play the B bomb side, take a position here. Maybe they come after you, because sometimes the T's, they want to take ramp, but they have an idea after what they want to do. Maybe they want to execute on B, or it's just for pressure and they go back to A or make a wrap around heaven.
Okay, so what about some of the best starting positions in your opinion? What do you go for in terms of start?
You know, the classic thing is the utility. I like that it's very big, so I like to do a smoke which goes deeper. It covers like perfectly the doorway here. And one of the classic positions is just the headshot angle behind the box. It's a strong position, but I think just the meta has shifted a bit where the T's really, on a high level, they really clear this angle. I prefer not to play this too much, just maybe for information. Like then, yeah, instantly drop down, and I can get a rotation to maybe Zywoo, for example, in my team will, you know, pick up the rotation here. And then like really off angles, which I like, would be like somewhere around here.
Oh, wow.
Because this, like, I have a green crosshair and the white kind of blends in.
Oh, yeah,
So
sure.
I like to have it just on this door frame here. And it's not really an angle which people clear that often. They look at this box here, and now they kind of swing for backup under heaven. So you kind of miss this angle here sometimes.
Control already, you know that they're getting down secret.
Yeah.
What are the spots that you would like to play to just defend the B hit?
When I have time to rotate to B, so they might be in double doors or single door, I will try to always make it to this position here, which is really nice. This is like an angle where the guy actually has to jump up, so you won't see me. But yeah, if you go like this, it's gonna be an easy frag, as I'm gonna catch you jumping in the transition. The T's have a reaction like, you know, just going crazy with the single door, like opening and then clearing the whole site like this. So this goes really fast and you can easily be caught by that. On B side, I think I position angle here to hold the B hit, because you're kind of secured by all angles, but then again you can peek everything. And again, if they strafe on you, it's really fast, so you have to be ready for everything.
Okay, thanks. Really appreciate it. And thanks, Rops, for joining Masterclass.
Thank you for having me.
Utility ramp. I will smoke.
Fuck it.
You too, maybe. I'm blind. I'm bringing the para smoke. Careful, Heroic. Careful, Heroic, maybe. Heroic, people dead. Sandwich, do that. Ramp, left two. 1 HP, left two ramp.
I'm going
Okay,
six,
okay. Nice! Okay. Fucking easy it is! Let's go!
Big boys.
Yeah, that A-hole did feel easy, but it would wind up being the final round of the half that Vitality managed to win. The Mongols off the back of this empty pit, forcing Mezzi out and flushing him into a very prepared Zinho, who then managed to just tear through it, because earlier this round, we see that death from Techno inside apartments, and we think there's no way they get into B. Lo and behold, for a 6-round T-side on Mirage, the Mongols pull it out of the hat.
They fought really hard for that. I mean, some of the early rounds were even possible. I think it just shows that Mongols can compete even in a rematcher versus Vitality, where they aren't actually able to actually win the series. They're crafty, they've got good individuals, they're shooting hard. They fought back against Zywoo, who started off extremely strong here on Mirage, so now they'll have to beat the team.
Ooh, Zywoo's P250 fails him. Not every day that goes down. Rob's the only kill so far for Vitality, but we've got the answer. Big jump off the ladder, but a good peek out from Senzu from Ticket. P250 now in the hands of Dan. Bomb on his back, but an instant gush is going to make this a dire position.
Now they're going to run him down, surely.
Oh, he's got a chance to leave. What's the move here, Apex? A smoke to potentially take it market, but he makes the window jump.
Yeah.
It's being held, of course, in Senzu because he had gotten that early gush. Cleans it up with ease.
That was perfect right there, because CT is covered from his teammate. He has Cat for sure. Apex to do anything except for re-aggress towards A, in which case Senzu is still there. So option coverage is 100% in that moment. Make sure he gets the kill as well. Close call here, but right now, this is pretty massive pistol to be able to win. They split him, and this is also a reminder that Vitality won that first pistol and still only got 6 on CT.
It was a 4-0 start for Vitality in this map. How quickly things can change. Deagle on Rops, Deagle on Mezzi. Ooh, but Blitz gonna make some money, drop the bomb, really slow down any potential threats in this one. And that other Desert Eagle is right behind Zywoo here for the mid-swing. Glock goes first, and Mezzi's trade potential denied. It's with Apex, who's got the bomb as well, trying to figure out where the hell does CT... Oh, God, a little hunt down Blitz at the very least.
You see how easy it is?
A little bit of revenge, but not enough to get any injection of cash. That bomb plant never goes down.
I like that X-Taz in for the timeout. I feel like here's where you need an energy injection. Like, all right, really take this half seriously. It could feel a little over. Mongols are fighting a little harder than we expected. How do we get on track? His last timeout was solid. Oh, he didn't call one? I thought he signaled for one. Maybe he was just doing a gang sign.
You know Mara. Man of the people.
But yeah, this is one round where I would have liked to see one. Let's see what Vitality come up with. And I was talking about X-Taz for the record. I thought Vitality would call one.
Such good flashes. If it wasn't the cat flash, it would have been Blitz doing it himself. And he's just gonna do it all himself. A second kill to top middle.
And he gets away.
4v3 for the Mongols at an 8-6 lead versus the first guns of Vitality's attack. I mean, this is a golden opportunity.
Senzu down is a nice find. Late round pack coming through here from Vitality. Flamesy sort of leading into this. There are timings available. Blitz goes down to this kill.
Back turn.
Wow, what a flick around.
Spin. But it falls on Mezzi's 46 health. He's got the player split up.
He doesn't know he's underpowered.
Yeah, somebody clearly just told him. He's gonna have to clear this out. He won't. MULTISTREAMING steps in with the headshot, but no, Mezzi definitely lost track of that for a second.
Yeah.
And you kind of see it with his sudden reaction and snap over. You know somebody told him on TeamSpeak,
I mean,
like, bro, he's under Palace still.
Yeah, that should have been immediate, and it would have been pretty much impossible to get out of there, I would assume. So, also, for those who don't know, under Valk is like paper thin. It is so easy to get 100 damage off of through that wall. But MULTISTREAMING gets that kill the only way it's possible. Since he blows on that for good luck. Died early. For his teammates, though. Might need to win a round like this.
Look at this charge. I mean, especially considering the Mongols definitely have picked these up. They'll find one hiding behind boxes. Ramp play comes out with the headshot. And lo and behold, we've got Vitality with a chance to pull one over top of the Mongols. Immediate, all in, towards Ticket. Apex just dunking that nade off. Or a smoke, excuse me, to try to cut who's already ahead of it. They will remain with this challenge on site. It makes it uncomfortable for... And with 3 players layered here, Senzu's got to just keep on signing up to these fights, but there's more Mongols than they anticipate. And the Tech 9 of Mezzi's yet to swing.
Why are they fighting them so hard into CT spawn with their guns? There's 3 CTs all here that could have planted right side.
Mezzi's tech in hand. Second fake plant. The bomb goes down. Flamesy outnumbered, outgunned. Do they think
That's a
that
pretty
there are
massive
less
fumble.
players than there is?
I'm not sure. They really didn't anticipate all of them to come through CT, but at some point, I'm pretty sure they had confirmation on those 3 players. So,
Loser.
yeah, that was really strange. I mean, the bomb was sitting there on Apex, like the position, not the player. And after these kills come down, they've already blown up the right side of the site. Go ahead, put that bomb down. There must have been a miscomm there, surely. Very strange. Great for Mongols.
Fantastic.
They were just about to save. You know, it's a spot you lose 2 players instantly versus... Well, okay, but let's just not overinvest and lose more than we should have.
Fast challenge. Mongols starting to play a bit like there was blood in the water.
Wait a second.
Surprise, surprise. Is it a back-to-back 3 versus 5 recovery?
That was nasty, but then with Apex running out instantly into that op, you kind of want to let that situation breathe for a second,
To be
right?
honest, I thought Apex made some like overly aggressive moves in their quarterfinal game as well. Then he took the bathroom break, ran away, came back, and closed Nuke.
Oh, he has to pee is what you're saying.
But it's like, and once
look at
upon a
this.
time, we used to criticize Apex for kind of making those overly aggressive decisions, and I haven't seen it for so long.
It's true. That was the, when he was still figuring out the, balancing the ITLing and having impact. But yeah, it's been a minute. In this spot, though, with this death, this gives him a chance. Rops looks like he could save it, but with the timing, is he going to look behind him?
He did already once. 3 sitting ducks, slides through. Oh, no! All of it!
What a place. 9-10.
Oh my god, and he's on for the ace. Give it to him. All 5 frags to be taken. Apex offered open that flank. And it's 5!
He's nailed it.
9-10 from start to finish. Wraps around Vitality and straight round.
This is the guy with the grin on his face when he dies to Zywoo coming into that cat play. He's here for the fight. He's enjoying every second of it. And Rops, he sets up a 3v5, but they don't let this breathe. Apex runs into this op shot.
Alone.
It sets up the longest flank ever. 9-10 doesn't have to run a single step. If that kill doesn't come down, the flank doesn't happen at all.
And he waits perfectly. Just lets that Rops push over the corner so that the third person doesn't get a chance to spin. Gets the jump on the guy to the left. Perfect target selection, perfect amount of patience. Doesn't overcook that one at all.
No.
Lets one of the 3 get too far to trade,
Also,
and then hits the shots on the 2.
A minute timing, he's turning the corner. You don't see him stop. You're also seeing him, he's mentally thinking about the clock here. If that was a minute 30, maybe he chills a second.
Sure.
But at a minute, they have to start picking a site. They can't hold on to mid-control forever. So he kind of knew that was his ace in the hole. Beautiful round at a 9-10. A stunning map so far here for the Mongols.
Yeah, ace in the hole, all right.
No. And the op goes at a B. They're going to run into it. Oh!
Yay!
What?
All right.
We got both.
More of that. Mezzi somehow swings through, demolishes the B defense, and that's a bit of X Factor coming out of the Brit.
Okay. Day is saved.
We're
for
going
Vitality.
multi-frag to multi-frag after 3v5 to 3v5. Vitality needs And who knew it'd be the BIM?
That serves as a timeout in some sense. That's a wake up because what the heck? You have the tactic right now, Mongols, Molly Mezzi, but it's not a rifle holding it.
Damn.
It's an op holding it. I hope you peek. He does peek. The op shot gets missed, and he gets both players anyways. It is a perfect trap for Mezzi, and he just shoots his way out. That was nasty aiming.
Do you remember what Mezzi's shoot bind is? It's not spacebar, is it?
Doesn't he shoot with left click, but he just walks with right click?
I thought he walked with left click. I mean, look, the guy's a freak of nature.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what his shoot bind was.
Nobody knows what
there
it
is. There are like a couple French players that use like a non-mouse click shoot bind, but
Nasty. And that little jiggle, that little crouch, uncrouch, crouch, that little French flair on. Okay.
He's French now?
No, a little French flair.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like it just,
Right.
I don't know. He's been hanging out with Zywoo and Apex.
Right.
He gets bullied for his
Funny because,
nationality all
yeah,
the time.
I mean, yeah, they kind of constantly remind him how not French he is, actually. All right, yeah, I mean, it's a wake-up call. It's a timeout here for the Mongols, because also, they don't want to let anything go. One round they'll have to take on the chin. But Vitality have had a few of those already.
Just for the record, that just put an end to the 7-round streak from the Mongols. 5 of them on this, what was previously flawless CT side. So there's no denying that it's not too far gone. But when it banks off of that moment from Mezzi, who else, Vitality, is going to step up to the plate like that? Should be, could be Zywoo.
Just leaves. Oops.
And he knows they would have done something to get him out of there, so
Yeah.
might as well just leave ahead of time. Make sure you don't get clipped on the way out once they predict you running through flames.
Senzu decides he's more useful alive. He'll take a more passive position. And this push again from Apex coming up the ramp this time. They flashing through. Beautiful.
Excellent push with that as well. Blitz, no triple kill.
And above.
But the cat position here from Senzu is exactly what they need. He
And
comes
that bomb.
back at the fight. Bomb drop down, bottom con. Techno kills Apex, who again is just going sprinting at the action.
Yeah.
While
Rops now.
Rops was still over towards Ticket.
This is a nightmare spot, right?
But he's got a 1v1 rate. Oh, never mind.
Wow, he doesn't think that the CTs would try that, but Mongols, they roam. You know, they will walk around the map, they will take risks, they will split up in these 2-on-1 positions, make it even harder. But it does leave a door open. Let's see if Rops can figure this out. Oh, that's how he's watching it.
Owned.
That's a great risk to take. If it came Rops coming to CT,
Yep.
maybe he gets cleared. If not, how are you supposed to expect that?
That's 12, folks. 5 map points for the Mongols. Another one-off round win. We haven't had consecutive round wins for Vitality since that 4-0 start at the beginning of this game. And this flash into connector,
Crazy.
killer. Totally neutralizes Zywoo, effectively trades out both the other pieces that were there to support the French op. And so Vitality are just getting picked apart.
Truly, I'm surprised that they were able to pull that off because there was the A-ramp pressure as well. How are they having a flash coming from Ticket, double push through a smoking connector, organizing that, and then still aiming well? Nasty stuff here for the Mongols.
Oof. Not ideal. Apex and Flamesy tagged up. 3-player cohort for Vitality outside of the A site, met by fire for now.
Feels like they can already sense this exact coming.
I mean, Mongols have just been making moves. There have been a couple of them that have cost them. That double push into Palace for one earlier. But looking to end Mirage now with activity, and a missed op shot gonna help. The T's get out from this ramp. Mzinho stops them right there on the call. Triple kill from an A anchor. Flamesy's got the response, a triple of his own. 3-piece combos from 1 player per team. Bomb scooped up, could be planted for Apex.
Apex, does he walk into another engagement That's going to get dangerous.
Trying to hunt it down, but no real contact being given over by the Mongols. No confirmation of the last two positions between Senzu and Techno.
Ooh, big risk. Could have been Senzu off Cat. He's not there.
It's no nades for the retake, and the kit here is on Techno. So if Techno dies deep inside Ticket, then all of a sudden this Senzu push-up from Connector is going to be made that much more desperate. But instead, Techno gets his kill. And if Dan can't clutch out from the bottom of the scoreboard, then just like in Austin, the Mongols are going to start this head-to-head so lopsided with a damning victory. And Apex gets baited out into the shots as the Mongols get ever closer. Then from that corner, he goes down. But the kit is on top of the bomb. He's gonna jump on this. He's got it. Celebrations here for the Mongols as they do it yet again.
Yeah, Mongols certainly had that round, and now they have the map as well. Once again, Maui, we get to see a bit of a Mongols masterclass on Mirage, particularly on that second half. We'll talk about that a bit later, but CT side for Mongols was looking pretty much impenetrable.
I like both halves a lot for the Mongols here. I like that what Senzu was bringing, but I like the proactivity on the CT side immensely. The way that if the Mongols lost a pick on one side of the map, they knew exactly how they wanted to react. Sometimes it's a little bit individually driven in the way that they want to get back into the round. But hey, sometimes you got to take risks when you're a man down.
Mongols are a team that are playing like they've played Vitality on this map before. They knew the way Vitality was going to be coming into this. And they're playing like a team that is unleashed. Like they've told their players, hey, make the individual plays you need to make. Make those individual reads if you see them, because that's how they play against the rest of the scene. And to see them play like that against Vitality, very, very good luck.
Let's go back to that first half then, Maui. You do have round number 9 where there's, I guess, two sides to this story. Vu, let's start off with your side of the equation. What do you like about this?
I love the execute. I love the execute. So they're going into the round. It's a little bit later on. You have Zaiwu actually was on the B site. He rotates his way back off just before they go for the exec. You see this flash, full blinding Mezzi behind the box into a Molotov that he walks into, then the late window smoke so they don't know the execute's coming, and the late door smoke too.
That feels like you're playing a Valorant round when you're Mezzi. You're just getting completely bombarded by every piece of utility. But this is what we were talking about when we're talking about the Vitality maybe B game, because for seemingly no reason, they do flash on through that smoke right there. Mongols is ready for that. That was a winnable late round situation for Vitality, but they kind of jumped the gun. And I get taking the onus. I get trying to catch them off guard. But through a smoke, it feels like the smoke landed at the door right when they were setting up the flash, and they still committed to the plan to flash on through the door, even though that extra piece of utility should have called the cancel.
When you say it's like the B game of Vitality, is that something that you would have expected them to be completely neutralizing in the first half of 2025 then? Do you think they'd have a better read on the situation?
It feels like that's what we're just kind of getting now for the second season. Like when they were in their 30-match win, was them having to just clutch more and individuals popping off even when they were man down. Now the B game almost feels like they're just not as quite cohesive. Maybe they're a little bit slower on some of the calls, some of the what felt like telepathy before between some of their individuals now is a little bit laggy.
Yeah, we heard it in the Liquid Vitality match. They're not playing like a team, and I think that they are playing as a team, but they're just not on the same page. They're not on the same wavelength the way they were before, where they had the perfect flash at the perfect timing. Now they're half a second behind. They're a second late, and if you're a second late, sometimes that means it's just a bad call.
Let's look at how the first half ended, because Senzu, he had some moments in this. This was just one of them.
We could have picked a few moments where Senzu had unbelievable pop-offs. This is one that should never have happened. Flames is in a great position, excellent position, round-winning position, I would even say, and Senzu just deletes him. You can't even blame the observer there, Vu. Like, that's just crazy. And on the bomb site is Mezzi, and this is not an easy situation for him, but you need to get one, or you need to stay alive, because now the round is completely up for grabs.
Yeah, Mezzi, when he commits to that pillar, he needs to be a little more confident. He needs to get a kill, especially when one of the two players heading into the bomb site has no health. They've got 8 seconds left on the timer. They're going for it. It's the last round of the half. You know they're coming your way. You just have to find a maybe even 50 damage, maybe get something done for your team, but buy some time if possible.
The one thing that I will say for their B hits is that 2 examples in a row now, we see Mezzi just get mollied out perfectly on that empty pillar side. Mongols know the tendencies of Mezzi, and like Vu said in the beginning, they've played each other a lot now. So recognizing that, using that as a priority piece of utility every time they're broaching the B bomb site, it was clearly effective.
It's crazy. It's kind of like they're giving Vitality a taste of their own medicine. Because I remember watching, like, this is a throwback, but in Katowice, the grand final, it felt like they were doing that exact thing to Spirit in the grand final. Like, it's pretty mental that Mongols have kind of been able to craft that sort of game plan, adapt, overcome.
The legendary Donk gets naded every round final that we all remember. Gets mollied out of every position final or semifinal that we will all remember. I mean, if they can go on to continue this one, this is an incredible showing on Mirage. Let's see if they can manage it in the map 2 as well.
Well, on the other side of things, Vitality, we've been talking about some of the frustrations in the camp. Let's listen into them in this mic top moment.
Okay, smoke city, smoke city. One close, guys. Close this big. Smoke top, calm down. Yeah. Wait. I do it now. Wait. Take your time, Matu. Two city. Coming sandwich. All of them. Stick together, guys. I'm holding from city.
I'm getting close.
Yeah, I'm picking again.
They had me close.
You plant and you run on them?
Yes.
They're close. No, you can plant. Don't plant. Yeah. Just plant. Oh, he's good. T'es cool, I'm
good. One coming out.
Nice try. Yeah, but with your smoke city, Matu, you missed it, so I didn't know.
I wanted to smoke them for you, but you didn't think.
But you said you smoke city.
Quite a vibe shift at the end there. When you think back to the first half, Apex is saying, look how easy it is. And then for the atmosphere to go from that to this, that's tense.
Zywoo missed a nade? That's what Apex is remarking on at the end?
Yeah.
I feel like he knows he missed a smoke, you know? Oh, man.
Moment, right? Like,
just, oh, man. When you're winning, it all feels like it's all tough love and it's all to get better and everything like that. But now when you're losing in the moment, to just kind of with the 2020 hindsight, oh, that's frustrating.
Honestly, I don't see anything. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's a good leadership. You got to let him know he missed a smoke.
Yeah. Would you be okay?
What if he misses it next round?
Yeah.
That's true.
True. I don't know.
No, I would let Zywoo walk all over me.
Yeah.
Pause.
Should we go into the second half swiftly? You alluded to the fact that Mongols, they seem kind of unleashed individually on this one. 9-10 definitely was in this round.
The thing I love about this round is that 9-10 gets a kill on Apex. I mean, I think Launders was a little critical of this. You have the initial kill from Robs, of course, the initial double. 9-10 towards Ticket. Oftentimes you don't have an opper there. He's there. He drops the op at default. He drops the op that far back. There could be Vitality members in ramp. He could walk into them. He says, no, I need to make sure the Palace player doesn't hear this gun hit the ground so I can get this flank off. And they have no idea this flank is coming. They're completely lost on this one. Easy 3K lineup. Not quite lined up. Easy 3K, though, to turn it into a 4K on the round, and then he finishes it off. But the confidence to drop the op in the middle A site, that's something I feel like I wouldn't have expected from Mongols in the recent memory, even.
I mean, that kind of play gives me chills. When 9-10 is making moves like that to recognize in the moment what he needs to do in order to just claw back the round, it shows the individuality of the players from Mongols, something that has been a focal point in terms of critiquing this team for such a long time. But they live by the sword, they die by the sword. If those kinds of plays didn't work 6 months ago, they've just refined them. They've gotten better. They read opponents even better now. So the individuals that were limit testing for that entire span of time when they weren't making deep runs in tournaments, now they've learned from their mistakes and now they're making winning plays.
An absolutely flying start from the Mongols on their map pick. Time to see if they can withstand the test of time, though, as Vitality's does lay in wait. That's going to be Inferno going down after this short break.
This is, I don't even know how many times against the Mongols at this point. You guys have only dropped 3 maps in the last 15, I think, against them. What is it about this team that you just dominate?
Well, I don't think we necessarily, to some extent, we dominate each other. Like if they beat us in a map, it's like 13-4. We beat them, it's 13-5, 13-4 again. I think the thing is that we very chaotic, and I think we like to play against like this kind of style that is like aggressive, and the game is quite quick in some sense, and a lot of aim duels. So I think the games, they go like quite momentum-wise, they just ping-pong there. And I think our map pool was quite better last season. Obviously, we beat them this season, but last season we beat them many times just because I think our map pool was quite better than them. So we kept the momentum up in most of those games. And there were some games that were very close and could have gone both ways. That, you know, it's just around here, around there that we need to say thanks to.
When you have this many matchups against the same opponent, is there a pressure to keep reinventing, to coming up with different looks to show them?
Not specifically for them, but I think in general, when you play and you play and you play, you always need to reinvent stuff, get on top of, like find new things to do. In many maps, I think specifically against them, we obviously have like a preparation that we maybe will add a round or two and we'll do some different things compared to like how we play. But that's for every team, it's going to happen like that. So I assume that, no, I don't assume, like, there is some new things, but it's nothing like, we stick to our game, we stick to our DNA, we stick to how we want to play CS, and we just twist around some ideas with that.
Yeah, certainly no domination for Vitality on map number 1. What do you, how do you react to those words from Flamesy there, Maui?
Everybody's had a teammate in a pug, or sometimes they are that teammate, where the opponent walks through a smoke, shoots you in the side of the head, and you're saying, what is this idiot doing? Well, that's not Flamesy compared to when he's talking about the Mongols. The way that they've fought before, they're the ones that are catching the Mongols when they're making those kinds of individual plays. If anything, it's actually Flamesy and Vitality that usually dominates the pug, never gets caught off by anything tricky. But map 1 was a different story.
Yeah, map 1, you're seeing Mongols actually come into their own, and I think there is an experience differential when you look at how long you've had some players from Vitality at the top. They understand when you play a team this many times, sometimes you have to make the wrong read. You have to make a read that you wouldn't normally make because you know they know your normal reaction, and it feels like Mongols are starting to realize that. They're starting to understand the way they need to play against this team.
How was that fair then coming onto Inferno? Where does that leave the Vitality Mongols side of things?
I would still have this as Vitality favored. The most seared into my brain memory of these two is obviously at Austin, where Mongols were pretty much at the end of their collapse through that BO3. We saw individuals just kind of running through banana smokes without nades, without flashes. I think they cleaned up their act a bit in the Cologne rematch, actually. It got a little bit more competitive, at least by the eye test. So I feel like Mongols, they're making steps in the right direction. I'm just not sure if it's big enough yet on Inferno. This
is a map where Vitality had their insane 10 or 11 map streak where their opponents didn't even get double digits, right? So this is a Vitality map through and through. Mongols, their win rate on this map looks terrible, but if you actually look at the games, they've lost to Maus, they've lost to Vitality 2 or 3 times. They're actually a competent team on this map, but it's definitely
a good opportunity for Vitality to be bouncing back. It's time to dive into Inferno.
We said when the veto came through for the first time that this one looked like it was Vitality's to take. Without Nuke, it was only Mirage where the Mongols had proven they could upset. They do it again, Mohan. Now they've got to break new ground with somehow finding a way to rob away Vitality's map pick.
As Des brought up, hopefully this isn't the part of the game where we find out that the veto was the main difference, because Mongols set up a real chance for them to actually take the series now. That's breaking new ground in total. The last 2 times they played against Vitality on this map, they lost 13-8, they lost 13-6. Cologne and the Major. Now, when they lost at the Major, that was a choke. That was 9-10 getting really nervous and talking about it. That was the team just not looking good all of a sudden, getting too close to the sun. But Cologne was a real revenge match. For this to come up a 3rd time, you know they're going to be ready. My question is really about Apex, because his form on last map looked like his form in 2020. Too aggressive, too many risks. It felt like he wasn't really aware of, you know, the value of his life in some of these rounds. And that's just not a map that you would expect to see out of him. Him on CT side on Inferno, you know, it's going to be very important that he's careful, especially about things like footsteps. Ooh, 2 clean pickoffs as well here for the start for the Mongols.
Well. You know, it took Mao's a long time before they were finally able to beat the beasts that were Vitality. Mongols have had that uphill battle as well. Pistol here would be valuable. 3 players left for Vitality to try to break through. Gonna get anything. Falling with no kills in this pistol is nothing but a continuation of Mirage.
And I really like that Vu brought up the Mongols on their Inferno, because if you just look at, okay, their Inferno, they lose a lot. Well, they still have competitive maps, lots of them, in fact. And when we started talking about the Mongols in general, they were like, they could only play Inferno. It's not like they're ever uncomfortable on it. People started figuring them out. They evolved their map pool drastically to become the tier 1 team they are right now. And I think Vitality aren't going to be surprised if they play well.
Just like Austin, it is Senzu and 910 to top the charts for the Mirage win. Those 2 players came together like gods to kick off that grand finals. They're highest rated again today. Can they continue as Techno farms through with a bit of money made? It makes Senzu's cleanup all the easier. Worried about some kind of arch flank. Because it's Rops, you've got to consider all options. He gets 1 Tech 9 kill. Nade goes by him. Wide angle held by 2 CTs here, and that's going to take Rops down to 20 health. So he is time limited down as they convert with 3 alive. And step by step, this is going to start to feel more and more real for the Mongols.
Blitz had good quality rounds. Senzu was top of the board. Techno was hitting really good shots. Mzinho has been a very second best good player at the event for the Mongols. There's a lot of signs that show individual form is really important, and it's all looking super good.
I remember everything we said outside. It's great saying it and saying yes, yes, but now we need to show it, and we put the effort as individuals and together as a team that we need to fucking actually show it now. It's actions speak louder than words. Remember.
Oh my God! I'm not gonna lie. Mezzi giving a motivational session indicator. That just seems like when would you ever hear that from Mezzi? That's great to hear, but it also seems a little worrying.
I would say that's a first. At least for what we've caught or been told.
And I feel like he's the guy that it should come from.
Yeah.
We saw the rounds he offered Vitality last half.
910 triple kill. So really going to suck the life out of the room for Vitality in round 3. And the Zywoo Deeg's going to go down with nothing. Kills aren't even being found at the moment. So not the best look for Vitality out of the gate. 1 kill in the last round, 2 in the force buy prior. 3 kills in the first 3 rounds of play for all of Vitality together. Actions speak louder than words. So let's see what the first gun round of full-fledged AKs can give us.
Not only as a British player won the major, he's also here to help Europeans figure out how to be good again.
Not just any Europeans either, the French. Ooh, bad incendiary from the Mongols. Burning the rooftops. Very liberal with the utility out of the gate. We hit a minute 15.
I am shocked that after that Mezzi 2K and B apps in that round they ran over Mongols, that Mongol Vitality didn't wake up. They just quickly lost anyways. A little bit of leverage like that last season and forget about it. You're going overtime minimum. Time for Vitality to answer back. Even if they don't win this round, let's see if they can get some kills, because Mongols are about to get a little too rich. Okay, full exact is coming. That flash is looking solid. 3 blind. That was so good. Fade away. Iverson flash.
And a huge fallback too, right? Right into the middle of that bomb site. Senzu holds the other end of it. Vitality are not finding any easy openings. The Deagle's even hitting headshots. I mean, Senzu's got a gun, and he's out in the Deagle, keeping all 5 players of the Mongols up and standing. Are we watching a catastrophic failure here for Vitality tonight.
Honestly, I feel like we saw when Mouse picked up their victory over them middle tournament. That was something a little bit odd. What we saw from Apex's individual performance last map, okay, starting to wonder. What we saw versus Liquid, yes, they won, but almost everybody's thought ubiquitously was, what's wrong with Vitality? Even though they closed it out. It could have been a wake-up call, maybe it wasn't.
Wood's gonna charge through smoke. He's covered by Techno, so all's good in that regard. Oh, and he sprays down, making sure nobody can trade. I mean, they are just ripping flesh from bone. Piece by piece, Vitality falling apart at the seams as another round with no bomb plant, yet to have planted that bomb this entire half, 5 rounds deep, and still 3 kills in 5 rounds of play.
I mean, the trajectory, if you could see it, is insane for the CT side right now. The amount of money that's being made already, Vitality aren't putting a dent in it. They're not getting any kills. 3 players have no frags.
Apex, ZywOo, and Flamesy.
Everybody knows what it's like to be on the wrong end of an inferno that's not going well. It feels suffocating. It takes forever. You're eating so much utility and damage. That's what's happening right now to Vitality. This is how the Mongols felt at the major.
Nobody would really blame a team who had never been that deep at a major with all the lights on them. The chance in Austin.
The lights were brighter than
thousands and thousands of people back home in the middle of the night cheering you on from the other side of the world. They broke new ground in Austin, and that alone was worth praise, but there's no denying they themselves admit they felt the pressure and fell apart. But here in Malta, there's a little less pressure. You took your beating in Cologne as well. That's kind of just letting Vitality get a second one over you. Maybe you weren't there yet mentally, ready to best these beasts. Today is a different day and an entirely different looking Vitality. And I mean that in no positive way. Average damage per round for ZywOo is 4. Over 5 rounds of play. As the utility just continues to pepper them as they take a step up into Banana. The Vitality player has stepped foot on a bomb site yet, let alone planted a bomb, and most of which barely getting killed. But ZywOo finds the first.
Glad you got that damage stat in right before this kill. Of course, he had to answer back right away. But yes, getting through the front door on either side of the map has been the issue for sure. Some supports coming over. No boost in place. Maybe there'll be one. Nope, not for the T side. The full exec, I wonder, you know, if the CTs are going to clue into this. They're still split up 2-2 to sites. One late smoke, and that cache of utility is still offering more. Techno has another one. They're going to have to go through this.
Take more chip damage, but that frag not as bad as it could have been. 910's got a very bit of pillar to just hide behind, and is it really just enough? Oh, of course!
They're holding it.
Quad kill from 910! Immovable on B!
Perfect play off the pillar. It's a 2-on-5. No rotations there from the A site players. 2 guys in the back of the site, knowing they're not going to get any support. Utility players, nothing. They have to do all the frag in 910. Puts up the quad.
What an awesome POV. Perfect target selection, just enough of a jiggle on each side of that pillar for each of those kills.
910's here to make up for Austin, where he was the one who
13 and 1.
Yeah, the ace in the first map as well. He's here to say nobody beats Mongols 8 times in a row.
Fall back as the Tech-9s come sprinting at at him. No way he gives us another highlight.
Oh, that
finds its mark. MULTISTREAMING inside of the pit. How many does he take down on the approach as the headshots come out left and right? But the Tech-9s go over top of the graveyard bomb on Mezzi, needs to cross over. That smoke should provide the cover. Should, because already you've got this test up short side. And Mezzi's still yet to move over. He throws the bomb to ZywOo instead. And while there's a player towards pit, awkwardly jumping up was Techno. ZywOo finally scoops that thing up.
Are they going to swing this? Blitz is here, short side.
Flamesy's got to be on the recovery. Horrible first map. ZywOo into the AWP has got his. And it is Vitality to try to steamroll their way through. A two-player setup on A. May have had lesser weapons, but there's no denying they cranked the tempo of this game because you are starting to cage an animal in Vitality. Map up, 6-0 lead. They are going to start acting desperate, and this Tech-9 rush was exactly that. But a bit of promise here from ZywOo with a multi-frag. Finally, something Vitality can talk about.
And not only does he close it with the op kill, he gets this 1D. If he doesn't take 9-10 out right here, 1 kill back, and he knows that he could save the day. MULTISTREAMING does a miraculous job of killing both short side players. But ZywOo had to hit that op, that deagle shot, had to get that op, and that's what won it for Vitality. That's leverage. That's frustrating, but it was still an expensive round. It's still not expensive enough for the Mongols where they can't buy. I think they were foreseeing and hoping that it would be a rifle to take them down. That would be the first sort of chip damage they'd have to deal with, but right back to a full strength buy on everybody. Apex only had 8 kills last map. Still yet to get on the board.
Sure, you shut down 9-10 last round, but if he taps right back into the way he started this game, there is a chance that Vitality are still in the depths of a world of hurt. Confident positioning here for 9-10. Back turn to him, easy pickup for Flamesy. He's sent down, spiraling out of control. 1 and 7, quick chase from Rops.
I've seen him do that before, that was clean.
It's gonna draw more of Vitality's pieces in this direction, and you know that the Mongols can sense it. Senzu and Blitz now on the scene.
Looks like they want to hard commit this site. I don't know if they actually will. There's lots of time to change their mind, but that nade
it, and then they follow. But I mean, are the T's gonna be ready? Flamesy.
Rops is not looking at
it already. Rops not prepared. And the trade potential. Senzu just shapes that shot around and another onto Apex. Sayonara. Frag grenade as he sails away.
That's star player quality right there. He gets to 9 and 1 off of that 3K. ZywOo bought him a little bit of leverage with his deagle op play last round, but now 1-on-3.
Low health Senzu, and you know ZywOo's got to climb over the fence, right into the head, but he lets his guard down. Doesn't have to be the star because Senzu's hard commitment up into the apartments, a worthwhile double up push, because if not, no trades.
You got to have that star core, and so we can talk about 9-10, but Senzu's right there. This is nuts. Look, he just walks out slightly for that extra damage.
And this?
Audacious. And that was to deny Apex back into the game as well, I think.
Just Apex, still 0 kills.
Yeah.
That denies Vitality any consecutive round wins, and a second pause burned here by Xtaz. Team Vitality are in a tailspin.
It's one thing to lose. It's another thing to get crushed. No one positive KD on Vitality. No one negative KD on the Mongols. Great rounds on both sides of the map here for the CTs. They've only won a Forza.
An all-in rush to A.
Yeah.
And even that, for a second, looked like they were still somehow going to trip up at the end of it. bomb wasn't getting thrown over from Graveyard.
Yeah.
They might have a round win, but you can't say Vitality have looked confident at any point in these first 8 rounds. Snapshot
Oh, that's nasty.
from 9-10.
That's nasty. That's the side he wasn't ready for. Blitz has the CT rotation as well. 9-10 can focus on the A lane. They're going to need a miraculous 2K here, the T side. The setup is perfect for this. Oh, there's a dink.
They're getting closer, dangerously closer, but you to sleep. MULTISTREAMING in the corner. It's going to take a wide swing. Senzu's triple.
Can't be stopped.
Stopping them in their tracks.
And that Blitz early rotation allowed 9-10 to come back to Arch. Once they got their first kill, they have a perfect setup to deal with everyone coming out of lane. They didn't think anyone would be playing cold. They thought it was one guy on site. Maybe they'd have to crack open mini pace. Great shot to set him up. And after that, full preparation here for the CTs. I love that Senzu got his molly out too. Because they felt they needed to go.
This Vitality roster is 21-3 on Inferno. Sure, this is where that win streak was lost. And a lopsided loss to Maus right thereafter, but the recovery looked well underway. They played it 3 times since their last loss. 2 of those wins over the Mongols. But maybe you've just given the Mongols reps, and now 9-10 with a newfound confidence is going to get charged down. Missed second shot, so only the 1 frag. Senzu's still here to recover because the Tech-9's getting pulled apart. But the op changes hands. ZywOo's got it. And if ZywOo's alive, then so are Vitality. At least here with a chance, so it seems. Techno slips the net, and as the T's make sound, it looks Tech-9 survives, and ZywOo charges it with the smoke in front of him. That is an open route to B.
Is he even going to spam this? Yeah. Yep, but Techno won't be there. It'll have to be the 1-on-2. He assumes right, they're both rotating in from the same way. ZywOo, can he save the day again?
They're gonna charge in, get close to that smoke. Low health, the front runner in Techno. 16 HP, he's going for the Tech-9 off their flashy peaks, and the trade's good from MULTISTREAMING.
There's a play to bait them into pushing. He had a chance to get those kills, but it's too much to ask, isn't it, to have ZywOo save it one more time. 9-1 here for the Mongols. He's really playing his heart out, honestly. I mean, considering the start that he had. This is systematic destruction here for the Mongols. Apex still hasn't got a kill.
I don't know what was whatever Mezzi was alluding to. But when he said actions speak louder than words, there's a lack of action for success in Vitality's camp right now. They have lost control of this situation. 2 rounds left on this T side. A map they have seemingly always been able to bank on. Silver's advantage here on A, but the individual advantage is non-existent at the moment. Back turn towards MULTISTREAMING just pulls them apart. Another triple kill, and Senzu in secrecy found Apex his first kill 11 rounds into this map.
And it could be the difference maker 100%. Him and Rops will have to work together. Really coming from the bottom of the board here. Blitz has an op in his hand. And there's so much money to play with, they're 100% going for this one way or another. They've got a smoke, but how are they going to figure out Rops is up here?
Apex leans back. Here's the step towards truck. Sitting duck was Techno 4K. Blitz wants that. A KO straight back with no serve denied. Apex waits 11 rounds to get onto the scoreboard, but when he does it, It comes in spades. 3 kills to his name as he flies out balcony and gets this second round to the scoreboard.
I mean, that kill is actually, you know, it's not cosmetic. He needed to get the mini pig kills. This needed to happen. Bait setup was actually really nice for the Mongols, so it's a drop in the bucket, but it's an important one.
Techno's deep nade. Oh, look at that damage.
Wow.
You want to try to get the momentum rolling in the final round of this half, and you meet a nade on arrival, another one.
Ooh.
And then on top of that, ZywOo, who had dodged all the damage, just gets cleaned up with a headshot and confident peek, extending this into the 5 versus 3.
They don't change when things go wrong. That's one thing that's hallmark to the Mongols. They keep going at the same pace, the same tempo, and the same confidence.
On the brink of double digits, this round forced to slow down. And another smoke put ahead of an Apex on and off. Hold this angle all you want.
Yeah, and that's info too.
Wow. A stunning CT side here from the Mongols. Inferno is the map. The Vitality have lost the worst in their existence as a roster. That 13-3 to Legacy went down here. The first crack we ever saw in their armor. Senzu on the CT cross, no immediate trade, blitz backside cleared. Pav left in store, 14 health, a 1v3, nothing more for the taking. Double digits on a CT side. You are indeed witnessing Vitality falling apart.
We're here with the famed Team Vitality Brit, and you're going to be taking us through your settings. We're also using the Braschi 600 Hz monitor, 0.1 millisecond response time, so let's check it out. What's the first thing you do when you sit down at a PC?
First thing is probably the NVIDIA. Like always put full screen here, keep the Hertz 600, whatever it's set, and then color settings. I never change the brightness and the contrast, you keep the same and change everything else, like the brightness and the feeling on the monitor afterwards. Digital vibrance I usually put around 75%.
Orange boy.
Yeah, I like it pretty colourful, so sometimes like even put it up to 100 and then all this kind of stuff. This is out of my realm. I kind of keep the 3D settings the same, and then for the monitor settings, like I say, the brightness and stuff, I try and keep it quite low. Like I keep this around 65 and the contrast the same. It will change 0, and then the colour 5000. And then saturation I'll put up a little bit as well, to like 60. And then the gamma, I think is 1.8, so it like brings the brightness up a little bit as well. Shadow boost, actually keep it level 1. And then we're good to go for the monitor settings. And then I'll usually go in game now and then just see like how it kind of feels.
Yeah, you've got some buy-ins I've heard.
Yeah, I I can change it. Sensitivity I use 2.2. 400
DPI?
400 DPI, 2.2.
Have you gone up or have you gone down?
Yeah, I was at 1.8.
It's hard to do on CS2. I feel like you need higher sense.
Yeah, I think if I felt like if I could get used to a bit of a higher sense, then it would just benefit me.
Okay, let's go video settings then.
Of course, always full screen, 4:3, 1280, 960.
Classic.
Feels good, even though it's fast. Always stretch. Sometimes black bars for a couple practice games or a deathmatch session. It feels a bit different, and then after that, like go back to stretching, it just feels like I'm playing a new game. And all of a sudden, you feel so fast, like your aim feels crisp, and I don't know, like for me, just a huge refresh in the game.
And look at those hertz.
Yeah, 600 hertz.
More hertz better, right?
Yeah, you always got to max it out. Brightness stays at 93% for me.
All right, let's take us into the advanced video settings. This one is always debated.
Yeah.
Do you have anything special? Any tips here for getting the most out of it?
I always put it like at maximum FPS 0, just to try and get the most, especially when you're using like the 600 hertz, nice to just max out the FPS. Keep 4x high, like the top I keep all default, and then the texture filtering I max out to 16. I think this one you've always got to keep high. Like in CSGO you could
still have them like medium or low and still see shadows pretty well, but in CS2, like, you clearly see the difference. Gotta still make the game look good, especially playing 12, 8, 9, 6 yesterday.
Get the wins where you can.
Yeah.
This was the CS setup brought to you by Asus, so thank you very much, Mezzy, and best of luck in Blast Bounty.
Thank you.
Mezzy was the beast that nearly kept them in it on Mirage, and so you should know his settings. Thank you, Hugo Byron. Little content to hopefully inspire the Vitality squads. If you are cheering for Vitality, you better be a little louder, because at the moment they are getting smashed here on Inferno. It is an almost unbelievable scene, but 10 rounds over the 2 of Vitality, a CT side that looked damn near impenetrable. Round streak out of the gate with no bomb plants. 6 rounds at the beginning that only had 4 kills in them for Vitality. The Mongols have taken it to a new level tonight.
This is actually a G2 Hunter situation. They're looking at 10 wins in a row if Vitality win this. If they don't, Mongols have the chance to say the funniest thing possible. It's even funnier than Maus ending the streak back at Cologne. 9 series straight here. No answer back. Now they're 3 rounds away.
Is on the apartment. A whole horde of the Mongols coming his way. He's got a ton of support as well, right? Apex, Flamesy, Mezzy, everybody's here. And Apex finds his, but no way, Rops goes down with nothing. It's a great weapon for the job. Apex wants to be the hero now. Flamesy trying to chip away as they fall down into the pit. It would take a 2v4. Vitality just looking for a chance to catch their breath, and they will do so off the captain's endeavors.
Yeah, that's massive here. What a start. And it's the captain's endeavors, as you say. It's so huge for Apex, and his personal confidence is probably at an absolute minimum at the moment. And he got it together to bring them an extra round at the end of the half. And now a couple of pistol kills that really helps fortify the attack site. Again, it's leverage. I mean, ZywOo did the exact same thing, but they haven't really fed off of it. Mezzy tried back on Mirage. They didn't really feed off of it. Now it's time for them to actually convert that into something tangible.
Scary thing for Vitality is they have fallen victim to buys like these. This one is very light, but the Tech-9s and Deegs have reared their ugly heads versus Vitality throughout this series.
I mean, if there's 2 guys you'd give a Deagle to. Senzu 9-10 right now, and Blitz has a 3rd, so just, yeah. Just, yeah. Brother. Oh, Apex.
Make a pounce off this. It's Apex or nothing.
He's by himself.
Here and now. First one's good. Lineup's great. Apex on a FAMAS, good for the triple kill. Of course, that FAMAS is then going to exchange hands, and you have 20 kills, 5 deaths. Looking for a chance to embarrass Vitality. They will find footing in sight with a plant. Now it is a retake needed, and a retake that does not feature a kit. No tools, never mind. Picked up by ZywOo. Yeah. He's got it on the flank. Good thing he comes in from Banana. Smoke soon to fade. And with limited positions here for the Mongols, the Vitality squad will be looking deep into this bomb site with a massive health disadvantage. You can't see a way for them to pull it off, and they're going to ensure it doesn't happen. Vitality still with majority alive. Make sure they don't lose after taking pistol.
It's really important that Apex in that spot gets all the kills that he does.
Immense.
I mean, otherwise it's actually very scary. We all know what it's like to get into a post plan on this T side. First shot's a message. Definitely a scary spot with the late rotation, but himself, and I think that's really important.
I think you see it in the position he chooses.
Yeah.
Super confident to lock yourself into the half wall, has to deliver a multi-frag, and I would even argue it catches the Mongols off guard. Not thinking that the guy at the bottom of the scoreboard who had 0 kills for 10 rounds would make a play like that.
So 2 kills in a bomb plant, though. Pretty decent eco.
Not to mention chipping away at Vitality. We see that FAMAS here now in Rops' hands.
Excellent.
Excellent indeed.
Man, the CT's got nothing out of this. Look at Flamesy and Mezzy. They're beat to a pulp already. It's very rare to see the T's win out on utility from the bottom of Banana in this fashion. Might need to be the kill here for Apex. Ooh, scary moment. Or sorry, That was Rob's inside a boiler. Of course. This reorganization of the CTs. This Mezzy starting to come back. Money's low. They've got a good amount of utility. It's mostly on Apex right now, however. There's so much movement from the CT perimeter. No one's actually pushed anything. So they're flying pretty blind at the moment, and it's Mongols who have to actually make a decision. The bomb is out here at B. I don't think they're expecting this.
Apex starts dumping his grenades, and it's worth the damage.
Full-blown A attack, 20 seconds to go. This is where mistakes can get made.
And low health Mezzy. Oh, the first thread to be pulled on. Will they unravel? Raw Flash is making it awkward, and he goes down empty-handed as well. If it's not ZywOo, then it's the Mongols. And with 7 seconds on that clock, the bomb plant just comes through.
They put it together. Look at the HP bar, so low on 3 players. A lot of chances there for Vitality. I'd say I'd even like their position, honestly. Just that Mezzy only has a FAMAS because Vitality are kind of broke. Those 2 kills, that bomb plant from last round, actually makes kind of a difference here. Not the most to work with. No 4th player over towards the A site. I want to say they didn't necessarily need it. They just needed it right now because it's 11 rounds for the Mongols. In a normal game, you could have the bandwidth to afford to blow a position like that every once in a while, but 5 alive on this attack, that might be a bridge too far. You can't buy a kill right now. Oh, man.
And no early celebrations for the Mongols, just laser focused on closing out this map, and to do it in such an embarrassing fashion.
Yeah, the investment's coming down. I mean, this could be 2 in a row straight up for Mongols if they play their cards right. Again, we saw them get more utility damage from the bottom of Banana than Vitality could find. On the CT defense, Mezzy instantly destroyed.
Insta headshot here from Techno. Takes a few more steps. Flamesy will operate alone.
Is that 3 for 3 on destroying the half-wall peaks? They are just...
Yes. Everything other than Apex with the FAMAS hold. And even if it's not the half-wall peak, it's the nades that go beyond it.
Oh.
We saw Flamesy and Mezzy sub 50 health in a matter of seconds last round. Frag grenades with their names on it. ZywOo, good lineup. He takes half his health in damage in return, though.
The bomb comes forward into it. They molly the bottom of Balk. Let's see if this gets cleared properly.
They try to bring it to Robs, but he gets away unscathed.
They'll still
seething. As he tries to bring this game back for Vitality, you can see him thinking maybe he takes another look at this brackets peak.
They really believe the rotation happened on Arch. They're coming at it quietly. They're not even worried about this. Robs, this is the perfect play, surely. Yeah, he's got the timing.
But Bomb still ahead of where he gets his kill, and Apex fully tucked down beneath in pit. Blitz sees an opening. He's able to push past the arches for the time being. When does the balcony player join in?
They're confused.
Mzinho starts chucking out Molotovs, letting him know where he is. Apex is yet to pop up. That MP9 with a back turn. Trade out of Blitz. And Robs is the anchor that will hold them back critically from short side, making sure that this one's not over just yet.
That's a great move from Robs to find that pickoff. Full kit of utility following behind Blitz as they were about to walk through. It could have been a fake. It could have been one guy instead of the 2 that he found. And if he didn't make that push, the CTs would have been even more confused than they were towards the end of that round. That's solid. 4v5 win here for Vitality. And it gets the money back online. Without that round, you'd call this game done. But what are they going to do about this early portion of the round over on Banana? Like, it is getting absolutely dominated by Mongols.
Flash in for Flamesy.
There's a
so
smoke
difficult
finally
to get this fight going, and oh, that is a clean snap over for the second. Makes quick work of a player through smoke and finally gives Vitality maybe a chance to relax for even half a second.
I don't know if there's anything happened in their smokes before, but they were getting shot open choke point at the bottom of Banana over and over again. This is the first time they've actually used their flash to try to attack Bell on this attack. Mongols quickly down to 3. Flamesy chatting about what he just saw.
Smoke on their arrival, utility right back, and a boost over to try to find an angle, but not with Flamesy on oranges like this. Oh, but
nice.
You hop around and Apex sees that as an invite, so...
That's key, man. On Inferno, it's got to be timings like that.
Keeping up the pressure, and at 30 seconds, Mongo's going to throw a Hail Mary at the B site. Bit more spam comes through for Mezzy. Challenge for Apex and Flamesy, and this is now starting to be a confidence-building B site. It's a long road to get back to where they are used to. But step by step, round by round, it is a 5-round gap, and finally a chance for Flamesy to find any kind of success, barreling down from Banana and getting this double kill out of the gate.
Yeah, it feels like this is where the rubbers meet in the road a little bit. They're well, good to see they're still smiling about things. And the tactics are looking good. Here's a moment where they just look normal at least. Bottom B smoke. Car flash as they attack Bell and then take control. It's
Blitz ahead of this. Ooh, had a chance. You find Flamesy looking the wrong way, but Desert Eagle shots elusive. Round 8 to beat up the Mongols a little bit. Try to put that dent in the confidence. It's one thing to win a map over top of Vitality. It's another thing to dominate them on a CT side. But to close out in a 2-0 fashion is something the Mongols have dreamed of and never done. So here they sit at 11. And we're not talking about the big lights, and we're not talking about a packed out Moody Center. But there is still an element of pressure when it comes to a close over this year's #1 team.
definitely, it's their biggest threat. I mean, there is something about the Mongols where they can make their deep run, and they broke through where Aurora couldn't and showed that they deserve a seat at the table when it comes to the top tier 1 teams, and they're looking for that massive tournament win. But they're consistently competitive. But versus the top 5 teams, they still have a chip on their shoulder.
I mean, they have not beaten Spirit, Mouse, or Vitality in a BO3 this year. It's as simple as that. You are forever #4 if you are to be the top 4 team.
Yeah, and even then, it feels odd. Okay, Vitality's an exception because they didn't lose to almost anybody until recently. But 2 out of the top 5, especially the only other 2 that are likely to win events, you need to prove yourselves against them. Well, maybe they'll just start with a top dog. We'll see.
Another chance to secure that coveted 12th round. And activity from Vitality is, again, you kind of put them against the wall, forcing their hand to make moves. They will continue to try to find that mojo, that level of success.
I love the moves now here for Vitality.
It's the type of moves that you can only start making when you've earned a little more confidence.
Yeah, it's quite an expensive banana retake right there. No mollies on this round now for Vitality. This could actually be counted here for the Mongols.
I also think it has to be said before maybe this game is over, Apex on a recovery mission and a half. Was what, 0 in 10? He remains instrumental as this affinity for the B site out of the Mongols remains. 45 to the clock, smoke in front of them. Are they going to try to shove their way through Flamesy? He is in this position right behind barrels. It's a one and done.
They know where he's playing from.
Nobody coming to help you, Apex. It is now or never. And as he shakes off the second, he proves he's still got this, tying his kills to death. An unthinkable scoreline for him to have after the first 10 rounds of play.
No, that's an unreal round out of Apex. in that spot. They knew when Flamesy took that flash exactly where he was. But here's 910 in a clutch.
It's a big but, because 910 gets halfway through this 1v4, and they let him plant, and now he looks for that third headshot. He's reading it, but a good re-aggression from ZywOo to go wide as he thinks Banana's being held.
Nice.
Apex was the man to put the nail in the coffin in Austin. He dominated the Mongols on Inferno to close, and here we are, finding life late in this game, a solo B defense.
Let's look at the second burst.
Bop!
Oh, how'd he find that? He may have just saved the day here for Vitality. This series is really giveth and taken away.
And of all the rounds you've seen Apex pull out with impact from his own guns, there is no pop-off, there is no trash talk. This is still Vitality focused on that 3-round gap. And in these rounds, we've had Vitality at the start of them making moves and applying pressure that the Mongols have yet to really get away from. Fine, go ahead, dodge these grenades. Just sit back in your spawn until they've all been popped. But that still doesn't put the Mongols on a bomb site.
I mean, this is pretty solid for Vitality. They've got the 4 over towards A. Now they've had a lot of map control that I think Mongols aren't used to so far this game. Running into 4 CTs.
Ooh, backs turn, they clear.
Oh,
Mezzy, wait half a second. It's a recovery here from ZywOo with the 1.
It's a bit of a fake though. 40 seconds are coming back to Flamesy.
Incendiary on his belt. Does Flamesy draw?
Oh, what is that?
A single shot around the corner, fire right in front. And a cache of grenades as he puts the smoke down on it. 30 seconds, crosses over. Oranges gets held. And with Flamesy right here in his position, it's a climb over top. Techno's got the headshot. But it's still Vitality with this man advantage. 15 seconds on the clock. The bomb gets picked up. He's running over to A.
No, I mean, there's no time to go back to this. Surely, like, you can't make this happen. He knows that Senzu can't help him.
It's done. He tries to leave in an act of desperation. It would take the frags, and that's never going to happen. The Mongols are starting to fall apart themselves now.
That was a spot. I think Techno thought he had the bomb, and he would have had a couple extra seconds to escape. But when he didn't get it, there was no chance. Now, there is a case to be made. He's going to lose that round on B if Senzu's on that lurk. So leaving was always the best decision.
Wow.
But, wow, yeah. Moments here for Vitality that show us that they can do this.
Because we weren't getting any of these X-Factor moments out of Vitality in the first half.
And I didn't think it was going to be the B-side players, man. I mean, maybe Flamesy after Mirage, but Apex after Mirage? No, I wasn't sure about that.
Bottom feeder, but here we go. 5v4, and rounds like these with lesser buys have been the bane of Vitality tonight.
They don't know about all the money right now.
Fully blind, peeks into that one, and goes down. And so the 12th could have just been given over, if not for Mezzy. 5 and 16 here on Inferno, with all of the Mongols in front of him. It's a double nade, and Mezzy finds position in that backside with Apex support here from Moto. Flamesy's element of surprise is indeed good enough, but between both still sits Senzu. 28 health, he gets the first, and with it a little position on the other side of the site. And now with hands back on that gun, Flamesy's got around him. Senzu doesn't know it. He backs up and still Vitality fight.
Route, it's the double nade. You see Apex smiling. Now they saved it again. Another miracle for Vitality. And Mezzy, even though he didn't put up the full hold, he had the first HE around the corner that helped soften them up. This made it possible. Oh.
And the crawl behind.
Now, this is actually a spot where the plant going down maybe keeps this game interesting. So many close calls. But only a single T round so far this half for the Mongols.
Oh, the HG!
Nice.
Oh, this game. It's fucking crazy.
Now you have Vitality enjoying the moment. Utility damage for Dan. A lot of that off of Banana. They've gone and avoided it ever since it kicked off. But a fast charge.
They don't slow down.
It's a rapid pace. Robs is under pressure. ZywOo's nade gets the opening. This is full guns, and they're already right there on the brink of sight. ZywOo goes down as Robs lets him get a little further. Supported flashbang over top. Fire in the bomb site's burning Robs. But he's found Sanctuary, even though he loses his 2 rotates. Look at that damage, and a fast flank denied. It's just the one and done.
How can they call rounds like this? Look how low they are. 15 and 4 HP in this 2v2.
Molotov's deep in night. Robs is going to use that to figure out exactly. The Mongols tried to throw caution to the wind, and the clutch is still on from 15 health to 4.
4 health. Apex, the man who has equalized his kills and deaths after starting 0 and 10, now has to go up against 9-10, who has put up an ace and another top frag on Inferno. He has to read this situation. He has to counter a guy who could die tripping over 4 HP.
Incendiary, a single bullet. That is all Apex needs, and stomping into this bomb site, full confidence. 9-10 gets crossed over.
No nade coming through.
Dan just needs to hit any bit of damage, but if 9-10 peek that off, then we'd be looking at 12-10 instead. Tied game.
Yeah, that's the experience coming through. 9-10 shaking his head a little bit. Now they have to realize that this lead has totally vanished. 11-11.
It is one thing to beat Vitality on Mirage, a map you've done it again. You thought you had them on the brink of defeat.
I'll give it to Blitz. I'll give it to Mara. This call is absolutely ludicrous. Coming up mid-fast, clearly they weren't entirely prepared for it, but their utility kind of said differently. Nades landed in the right spot. They didn't all die to this rush coming down. But the Mongols getting successful bomb plants is keeping their money alive. There's still an op here on 9-10.
And there's still a pulse on Vitality. Clearly, hearts pounding as they're ever closer, but 9-10 from within the utility. It is another man advantage to try and catch the coveted 12th round.
They just never let off the gas pedal, ever, period. They always try something early. They get that pick play. In a game that's become oh so CT-sided, making those plays happen early might be the best chance to do it. Yes, they're going for the reclear on middle so they can rotate out. If no,
that smoke gives Mezzi a position. ZywOo offers up a bit of health here.
Wait, they think Mezzi's going to get killed. Mezzi's in the clear.
Back turned! Oh. Mezzi's going to get it over the line, but look, they're bursting over to B with no bomb.
Yeah,
so suddenly there's only 2. Player's going to pick it up. A plan.
They know the site's open.
Look at the small mistakes being double smoke grenade here for the cross. The Mongols are frazzled in a scramble to this site.
But they've got the site now.
Can they hold it before bomb even arrives? Player in the backdrop. Mezzi bests 9-10. Flamesy gets down into the pit, and that bomb is still not with them. Techno from inside the site beckons. Come on in. Whoever it is, my teammates are enemies. And Techno gets another, but still the bomb's not crossed.
The bomb is going to go back. Techno's left alone in the site. Spray goes down. One-on-one again. ZywOo versus Blitz.
This time 50 health.
He can plant and go anywhere.
In-game leader of Team Vitality was able to pull it off. This round wins so far for the Mongols. And ZywOo's already breathing down your neck.
He escaped. Went to big pit. ZywOo, will he figure this out?
Smoke 2 flashes.
Surely
doesn't have a kit. He's got to play this one fast. Blitz has got that AK. If ZywOo is meant to be the difference maker, then this is the moment. Apex has recovered. Can ZywOo get 12? Oh, yeah! Blitz clutch! You give him a chance, and he'll snare you. Finally, that 12 hits the board.
He crouched.
Op shot. It was a much-needed clutch, and he misses.
My God.
Looking the wrong direction.
He crouched. Oh my God, he crouched.
But why?
He just crouched.
But why?
He was just clearing lane. He was just crouching to clear lane, had no idea ZywOo was there. ZywOo cut off the right side of default, knew he had to play left, wasn't going to sit on default. He knew exactly where Blitz was. Blitz got lucky.
Fate works in mysterious ways.
That's why you don't give up a lead. That's why you have a better first half. After all of these chances, and Mongols have brought a lot of these situations close, they finally get one. Or one more, I should say, a second T round in this half. Oh my goodness. And I mean, I've got to call a spade here. Blitz had no idea he was there. ZywOo knew exactly where he was.
And what does that shot look like from Blitz? Because he catches a jumping ZywOo. 50 health, sure, but still doesn't let ZywOo get off a second shot. But they can't deny Vitality this second chance at 12 themselves. The comeback's great, but the upset would be even sweeter. A 4v5 that nearly came back to Vitality. Techno fighting inside of that B site for his life.
It's a total test of mental. Moments like that are going to happen. This is Counter-Strike. That's why we go so many rounds. Vitality, they've got to show us mental resilience just to make this an overtime game. It feels like the game has deserved it based on how close this has been all the way through. The calling has been fearless from the Mongols. They're trying, but Vitality are answering back. As Flamesy said, he likes when teams play fast.
Drops into the apartments. Tim versus Mzinho.
Yeah, the two lurkers.
No help.
He didn't clear it.
Mzinho gets an easy Mac 10 frag, not to mention then the upgrade. ZywOo's up here on a silver platter, ready for the fights off short side. He catches the straggler, the front-running Techno cut down with no trade. Mezzi dives into the site, and he gets his. No, never mind, it's ZywOo with impact again from Pit. Blitz now on the recovery.
That's free.
Catches the counterpart. Apex walks through smoke to his demise. And there goes Mezzi with him. Blitz will be the difference in their 10th outing versus 2025's #1. All they've got to do is best Flamesy. Smoke in front of him, flash to try to fight, and he's going to keep this tempo electric. Trying to chase them hill. Their first victory over top. A top 3 team. 2-0 Vitality. The Mongols making Genghis proud.
They do this to make grand finals. They step over top of the big dogs just like Mouse did at Cologne. They show themselves something so important and everybody else at the same time. Spirit in the grand finals. And by their reactions, they know the job isn't finished. But you know, inside, they must be elated.
Another Tier 1 event grand finals and new opposition. Because it's one thing to slay Vitality in Austin and to win your major, to grasp your dreams. That, after losing again in Cologne, Mongols have now done what Mouse did. They have bested one of their demons. But there's a bigger demon that still sits and waits. The highest rated player at this event, Donk. 2025's current #1 is what's up next for the Mongols. And all year long, we've talked about their new heights. Shanghai, first Asian team to make top 8. Grand finals in Austin. The only thing that eludes them is the trophy. And here in Malta, maybe, just maybe, we will witness that final achievement.
Techno, in the draft show, you said it's always this team. We've played them so many times. Every event you stacked up against them. Here at the Bounty, you finally overcome Vitality. What's on your mind right now?
Just finally we won. Yeah, that's awesome.
What made the difference? Lights out play from you, starting Inferno, coming up to that massive lead. It felt like nothing could stop you. What changed?
I think my team, every one of us played very good for individually and as a team. Everything was went perfectly, I mean, and I'm so proud of my team. Yeah.
And in that last moment, where the op shot, he ducks just as the op shot from ZywOo goes over his head. Is there maybe a feeling like there was a bit of divine intervention almost?
I don't know about that. Yeah, it was really important round, and somehow Blitz got it. Yeah, I'm happy for that.
One more test between you and that trophy. Team spirit. Can anything stop the Mongols?
If I remember correctly, we didn't face Spirit in this year, maybe. Only few scrims and practice. And then we will see what's happened tomorrow. Yeah.
We'll have to see indeed. Thank you.
The Mongols finally tame their demons and style Maui. We are talking about one of the most options you can find yourself in. The beasts that have always come back to slay you, literally breathing down your neck, and you withstand the pressure.
For Mongols to accomplish this here was in the making. We saw what they were able to do versus Aurora, the 11-1 comeback that they were able to pull off. This time, it felt like the shoe was on the other foot, that it was Vitality that were breathing down their necks, pulling off a comeback of their own. And yet, Mongols withstanding that, Blitz leading by example, the ferocious calling, so many of those hits happened was ridiculous. I thought they were going to take their foot, but they went even faster into it.
The Mongols coming from a scene that has so few players, so little expectation, scene coming in to 2023, they start to show themselves off. 2024, they're doing great things. 2025, we need to see them in playoffs, and now they're making it to a major final. Now they're beating the best team, arguably one of the best teams of all time. They're beating them 2-0 in such a monumental fashion and looking insane while doing it. And Vitality, it's not like they didn't show up. They had their moments, but Mongols were just better.
There's so many of those moments, right, where you think, okay, Vitality, they're powering up. We've seen them do this before. It feels like they can never have the shoe on the wrong foot. But the fact that you then change that tide, the fact then you're the one biting back, literally in the final hours, like, huge credit to Mongols for pulling that one off.
I mean, I just love the calling from Blitz. I love timeouts from Mara, Musta, Wisdom as well.
Yeah.
Because it really felt like when that tide was turning, when finally Apex and Vitality were getting a grasp of some of those rounds, Rops was putting them in their place, just slowing them down completely. They just kept going for these quick plays. They kept running up middle. They kept running up banana. They took the fight to them in the first 20 seconds of every single round just to try to disrupt. It felt like at one point maybe Mongols realized we're not going to beat them in a slow, drawn-out 5-on-5. So let's just keep playing within that chaos that we love and enjoy.
Those are the moments that usually championship teams thrive in. You get a close game, the other team, they start to overthink it, they start to themselves question what plays they should be making. Instead, Mongols stick together, they do everything the same way they know, they have a game plan, they stick to it, it works perfectly.
Was there a particular turning point for you, Vu, where you felt, you know, the pendulum swing back in the favor of the Mongols in this one?
It has to be round 23. I think round 23 is the 1v1 against ZywOo, which was the most impressive part of the game because of just the way it actually played out. You really thought up until this point this was Vitality going to eventually close out the game, but you have the exec on the B site. They've round up until this point, but the idea behind actually rotating back around to the other side of the map, unbelievable.
I mean, they recognized in that moment when the smoke had faded CT that you're not getting across safely. Maybe you could go for a double peek, but they already knew about the deep lines that Vitality were holding at that point. And these kinds of strokes of luck are what really propelled Vitality into their era in the first half of the year. And now it's Mongols' time.
It's crazy because, like, that's not a miss you see ZywOo have often, right? That's I don't want to call that unlucky per se, but the fact that that happens in that moment when it's 11-11, like, that's just insane. I'm speechless.
I mean, that single crouch, which is not even intentional. That's why when Techno talked to Mike, I can't really think that Techno something was going their way or anything because they probably didn't even really realize that that crouch was what saved them in that moment. It just felt like ZywOo missed to them, but little did did they know that from ZywOo's perspective, that single crouch saved the whole game, saved the whole series potentially.
You don't want to call it unlucky. I'm going to call it unlucky. Unlucky that he crouched, but to build up to that moment, to get into that situation, many times you would see a player in that type of, he'd try to force the cross, they would lose, would just punish the mistake. Instead, he goes for gets across the pit, gets himself in a great spot. You have to be as corny as it is, you have to be good to be lucky. You got to be lucky to be good. And that was a great play that led up to all of that. They set themselves up in a situation, and they got a little bit of luck along the way.
Absolutely, making their own luck are the Mongols. We can't, you know, be disservicing them there. Yeah, man, that is so. Oh, it's just like it's a few centimeters.
Yeah, even it's like it is so close. If ZywOo had higher sensitivity, he would have by accident just hit the shot. It's so great.
Yeah, no, it's insane. I mean, just massive congratulations to Mongols for finally doing it. We've talked about it. You know, we were coming into this game saying you're not unique if you've lost a lot to Vitality this year, but you are in a league of your own if you can beat them.
We were starting to question if that's their glass ceiling. They're not beating top 3 teams. They can't make that next step. This is exactly the step you need to take. You beat Vitality, go into the grand final, beat Spirit. If they can do that, that is an insane statement win. And then I'd expect them to have an incredible season from there.
The Mongols getting through this singular demon is hope more to come.
Yeah.
It's a single win. They played incredible. This was the S-tier level from the Mongols. They were playing out of their mind. I mean, what Mirage felt in some ways more comprehensive, but I just love the composure from some of the individuals. When Mongols were playing at Austin, they lost themselves in some of those big moments. People were just kind of walking through smokes. They weren't really sure what was the next stage of a round. This was a concerted effort, one where everybody was a lot more focused. Even if they didn't pop off the page, I feel like every member was throwing the support utility that they need to. They were waiting for their teammates to trade with them. You could see through the X-ray, when that Vitality player is waiting for that next swing, the Mongols, they all bunch up and make sure when they swing, they're swinging together or with a flash. It was perfect.
From the Mongols and a well-deserved grand final spot versus Spirit tomorrow. Unfortunately for Vitality, that is yet again another semi-final exit. So let's get a few closing thoughts courtesy of Apex and Mike.
Apex, tough loss. Tough series. We saw a lot of frustrations, saw the huddle, saw some of the comms coming through, missed opportunities, missed smokes, mistakes. What came apart today for Vitality?
Well, yeah, not gonna lie. I think I called really bad also on the OT side, and doesn't help at all. Yeah, we're not there yet. We're not at all at the level we had in the first part of the season, and that's something we need to figure it out. I don't know why yet, but since Cologne we saw after the Mars game that we were like it was really bad, and since that we play good. So let's see how it goes.
We heard a listen in at the beginning of Inferno. It was Mezzi speaking. He was saying now's the time to put actions speak louder than words. What was that about?
Well, I think too much frustration on the first map, not trying to help enough and not trying to do well for the team. So that's why he said those things. We tried to answer in Inferno, but we just played bad CS, and that wasn't about the frustration on Inferno. It was just about like the way we handle our map control and the calls. So yeah, that's it.
At the beginning of this event, we were talking about the Cologne, and you said one BO3 doesn't define this team, doesn't change what we're capable of. Now, a couple of bad series. How concerned are you about the team?
I'm not concerned. I mean, it's life. It's CS. You know, if people are concerned, that's not my problem. But it's CS. You know, sometimes you play really well. We did it for 6 months. Now we play a bit less good. That's the way it is. We need to work hard. That's all we can do and give an answer. I think we're just not on the same page right now. We're struggling a bit on some pretty important stuff. So yeah, except working hard and going on the next move, nothing to say. But if not being too worried, it's just like it's competition. It's CS, you know.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of frustrations coming out of the Vitality camp, particularly looking at no cause for concern for Apex just yet, though. Maui, do you agree with that assessment?
You got to be a little bit concerned. I mean, you can't lose in the semifinals after winning 7 events in a row to close the last season and not be a little bit concerned. To not be concerned to me is denial. You need to recognize, and the thing is that it's conflicting in terms of his answer there. You know, part of it is not concerned, but then also addressing all of the failures of what they were not in today's match, in the Cologne match. Yeah, they're not playing as well-oiled as they were in the first half of the year. Some of the individuals are not holding up their ends of the bargain in terms of just getting that one that they need to, or not creating a losing condition. And they got to just focus up. They really got to get back into the form, because everybody wants to see a Vitality
Vitality defining the scene. We like when there's a benchmark that everybody's playing against, but if that benchmark keeps falling, we got to find a new one. In
terms of concern, my biggest concern is that the players, they didn't show up maybe to their S tier level, but on an individual basis, they all had their pop-off moments. They all had their carry clutch potential, but as a team, they're just falling apart. They have plenty of utility. They're not using it. They have these timings they're missing. They've got execs where they're just completely off on different pages, on different tangents. They're not doing the right plays, and they know better than that. They should be better than that, and that's where the concern enters for me, because they lose to Maus and Cologne. ZywOo has a historically bad game. Flames goes 1-18. You can write that off. But when the team isn't playing as a team, that's a little harder to fix.
Well, we've been hearing a lot of the comms from Vitality throughout the duration of the tournament. So let's check in once again on Inferno.
Long. Back. One long. Mini pit.
I'm blind.
Down. Careful. Wait. Balcony. Oh, bro. He's on side, flash. Will be two. Flashing above. Flashing above. One short. Boom. Do it, guys. Shoot. Happy. I have shot. Pit. And ouch. Okay, guys. The A speed is explosive. We need to run on his face. I said it. You take your knife and you run. Yeah. We know 910 is holding long all the time, guys.
Yeah, we got flash in our face. We got full flash.
Yeah, but in the way we run, we didn't run on running on him.
Yeah, I mean, we know Apex to be an emotional leader, to say the least. We've been hearing quite a lot of frustrations, understandably so, when you're in situations like that.
Well, nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And they might need one right now. No, that honestly, they're extremely frustrated on so many different levels right now that I hope that that doesn't carry over into EWC. I mean, we saw the frustrations there. We saw the frustrations on map 1.
Yeah.
I mean, the little micro call-outs. I know Vu's okay with it, but like, I wouldn't want those to bleed into the cohesion that made Vitality the unit that they were in the first half.
I don't have a problem with Apex saying, guys, you're doing the strat wrong. This is how you do the strat. I don't have if they do the strat wrong, tell them, do the strat right. You're supposed to go fast. You can see when they slowed down, they had nothing. They had nothing to do. They didn't have a player in apartments tossing flashes into graveyard the way that you're supposed to if you slow that strat down. It's a pop play. Play the strat right.
Go on, Maui, fight back.
2020 hindsight doesn't get you anywhere, okay? Everybody knows the strat went wrong. Let's do the strat right. Remind people for the next strat how to play it correctly. That's my take. Positive reinforcement, not negative reinforcement.
I think that's fair enough, yeah. And I mean, Apex positively reinforcing in terms of coming back into that second half. He made some hero plays of his own, but let's be real, he's be executing in terms of the fragging department, right?
Apex was incredible in this map. That's why he's getting so frustrated. When he lets the team down in terms of his individual play, that's one thing he can address. He's addressed that before. Last year, he was addressing that multiple times. He shaped up in terms of being a good individual, a reliable one on bomb sites. He's set up to succeed right here. There were flashes that were being thrown on the support for him. He got the correct kills that he was supposed to, but when people are letting him down, I understand. Vu understands. That's why Vu's saying, you know, call them out for what they're doing. But in my eyes, I feel like you need to not let that stuff bleed over until the server time after. Say, bring a better idea for the next strategy, and Apex has won more championships that I can dream of, okay? So he can handle the team however he wants to, but you could see that some of those players, when they got into a rut on those T sides especially, they stayed in a rut. It didn't fix them.
This is an Apex, I mean, one of the reasons I'm so concerned about Vitality, Apex played well. They had players coming in. They had players doing well. They didn't have one player you can point out and say, look, they found a weakness and they exploited it. This is Vitality not playing as a team. And so I can understand exactly why Apex is getting frustrated in those moments. And when your players aren't doing strat in practice, you know, I'm sure they've run it in practice and maybe they didn't have the utility. Mongols, you have to credit them. They did throw great utility on that defense, but you gotta play the strat the way the strat's supposed to.
Gotta pull the knife out, round that corner fast.
Knife out.
I don't know whether I'm going out on a limb here, but like just looking at the first half of 25, since Rops joined the team, he hasn't really had to experience this version of Apex and Vitality, right? So I'm kind of curious as to how he's going to react to this.
This is why this arc of what Vitality is doing is so intriguing. This is the first time ever since really last bounty that they've experienced this level of adversity, where there's things that are going wrong, they need to fix them, and this is where really eras are also defined like this. Astralis didn't win every single tournament straight for years to create their era.
Yeah.
They had little bounce backs, they fell in semifinals, they had a lot of top 4 finishes, top 6 finishes, but they always still found a way at the tail end of it to bounce on back until we obviously saw the demise once the online era hit, really. But if Vitality can't bounce back, if they can't find a way, then you start pointing the fingers at moments like this that really start to pull apart the roster.
So one of the things that Vitality players have mentioned, we've heard it throughout their run, sometimes Apex gets a little tilted, even in wins. He gets triggered on a round, he gets tilted, and he struggles to come back into it. And that's been talked about as one of their weaknesses and one of his biggest weaknesses as a leader. And this is the moment, this type of situation where he has to bounce back, he has to maybe deal with that. If his team starts to be on a bit of a downswing, he's got to actually deal with that frustration in a more productive way, maybe, than yelling at people.
It's so true, right? Because I can think of so many instances where, you know, Vitality are 6-0 up, 7-0 up. They lose one round and Apex is already showing those frustrations. You have to kind of learn to live with it, I guess, if you're part of that Vitality camp. But at the same time, maybe there is a little bit of give and take in that.
Right, finding the balance for these kinds of situations is so difficult. It's a persistent challenge for all of the best leaders in the world, where you have to know how much are you trying to teach versus how much are you trying to lead. And those kinds of moments, that's why I have my philosophy on it. But Apex has done so much as a leader. I believe in his system. I believe in the way that he's been it's tough love for Apex, okay? That's what a lot of last season was. Still able to lift a trophy despite a slew of problems in a lot of different directions. I want to see Vitality bounce back, and I know that what happens in the post-game talk today, the post-match talk, is going to be enlightening for everybody. And I think that I would still put him, regardless of what happens here, EWC, I feel like they're going to make the grand finals again. I think that I believe in their bounce back for sure.
I still have faith. I still absolutely have faith in this team. Apex, he's been in it so long. You've got Rops, who's been through these types of situations with other teams and bounced back. It's a team with a ton of experience. I have faith, but I think EWC really is a big question.
100%. Should we talk about the grand final tomorrow then? Techno alluded to it. It's been a minute since the Mongols have faced Spirit in a game that's really high stakes, right? Only once this year, that was an EPL group stage, so not the same amount of pressure that they're going to be experiencing tomorrow in this best-of-5 grand final.
That's where it's really tough for the Mongols here. I feel like they today played the best CS I have ever seen them play. So many great moments. They were so composed in a lot of different areas, especially when they're doing their A-site wraps. They were waiting for each other. They were swinging together. All of the utility was perfectly placed. But Spirit have shown to be so disruptive this tournament. They get in your faces. If they see a strat that's being run, they'll push on the one side where the guy is holding the flash for the split second. They catch you on timings like that. It's going to be tough to run as well. It's hard to run a smooth offense when Spirit is the disruptor ahead of you.
I'll give you a counterpoint to that. I think Mongols are incredible disruptors themselves. I think that it might be something that kind of plays into them just a little bit. And if they can play up to the level they've had today, I mean, this is when the first season of this year, people kept talking about Mongols. When they all show up, they shoot you harder than any other team. But it started to taper off because people lost expectation of Mongols. Now the expectation's going back up. I think they can shoot just as hard as Spirit, and I think the disruption, I think they do a little bit of them.
I don't want to put anything out into the ether, but I really hope this isn't a case of what we saw in Cologne, you know.
Stop.
A la Mouse, you finally tame your demons, a team that's had your number all the time, you've had to put everything out there, and then Spirit just come and rain on your parade, you know. I fingers crossed that doesn't happen.
You put it, it's now out there.
You let it go. You let it through. Does that also make Spirit's run questionable because they're not facing Vitality?
Oh, no, let's not get started.
We're not. Yeah, I don't want to get too sidetracked. I don't want to have too many hypotheticals here about playing whoever. For the match tomorrow, Spirit, to me, they're the favorites, but the form that the Mongols have shown at this tournament, the resilience, the consistency that they've shown over this year so far is enough to make me believe that there is a very solid chance to take it to him.
And guys, let's be honest. We all want Mongols to win. We all want
don't you want Donk to be number one?
The world, if Mongols win, it's a utopia.
Well, that's what's happening tomorrow. We're going to see who's going to be the best, Mongols or Spirit. It's going to be going down at 4 p.m. if you're joining us in the European time. So best of 5 as well when we're diving into this one. So much on the line for both of these two squads. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me here in what's been an epic semi-final Saturday. Don't you go anywhere, because tomorrow it's going to be the grand finals going down here in Malta.
Welcome to the bounty. First time?
Yeah.
Then let me explain the rules. Here are the teams. They're split into 2 categories. The most wanted. Each one has a bounty on their head. The better the team, the bigger the bounty. Here are the bounty hunters. They're chasing the cash on the most wanted's head. Winning secures you their bounty. 50% gets banked, and the other 50 goes onto the head of the hunter.
So they take in that 50% no matter what happens.
Of course, if they want. But let's make this more fun. Say Legacy have 20 grand in the bank. They can choose to wager that bank on any game. Would you take that bet?
Not a chance.
Smart man. Now you're getting it. There are 2 rounds of play. Lose one hand and you are out of the competition. The best part, you ask, the lower seeded team picks their opponent.
That's cutthroat.
Exactly. Make it through the second round and you're into the land final. That's when the money gets high and the stakes higher. So,
I'm all in.
Oh, this game is really upsetting me, but like in a good way. We're on the team! They're doing it now! Stop them! You're the only one who can! Oh my God! Elimination of MIPR! Was this all for nothing?
So, sir, do you want to play again?
Maybe next season.